We got a fun-filled show tonight.
I met a boy today.
It's your boy, Coach Career, the General, 860 Army.
She loving my style every time I'm
You ain't need more money, Tito. You could have just invited 6 or 8 you down to Nationals.
I'm around.
When certain people don't get their way or they feel slighted, they feel like they have a right to call us and voice their opinion. You don't.
We locked the
I've never removed a staff to allow a staff to move up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Now everybody's a personal trainer. We know who the originals are, but now if you look, you can find them in every town.
What up? We late. You know, we told y'all we got league meetings and stuff like that. So, you know, making sure everybody out there good. Everybody out there having a good time. Yeah. NEBCS post show should be a fun packed show tonight. We got a lot of good topics to talk about. A lot of good things to do. Tito, let's share.
I'm trying to get it out, dog.
Cool. Let's do it. Oh, man. I'm still recuperating from the Allstar game, y'all. One of the most amazing days in youth football history in New England. One of the most amazing days. Oof. How everybody out there doing? We got live coaches on tonight. The winning coaches. We got live winning coaches on the podcast tonight. Anyway, it's your boy PH the Prez, Mr. Above 140, and I'm here with the co-host.
It's your boy, Coach Career, the General, 860 Army.
860 Army, and we running a little behind because, you know, we always, when we bring in on live coaches, we always got to bring this man on first because he goes to sleep at 6:30 in the afternoon. Coach Glenn Merritt, champion of the 2025 NEBCS 13U. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, Coach Phil? What's up, Coach Tito?
What's going on, Coach Rick?
Hey, I'm gonna get right into it, man. They quit on you, bro. What was your? And we might as well put everything out there. First of all, let me ask you, what did you think about it when you found out they were trying to quit?
I couldn't believe it. Even if we were down like that, you finished the game. Like, I couldn't believe they wanted to stop. We had a lot more coming out the second half that we wanted to do. And we wasn't going to pound them like crazy. We was going to maybe run the ball a little bit more, but we wasn't going to, you know, I know you said we're not running the clock, no running clock, but we was going to take it easy on them. We should have finished the game. And it wasn't fair to the kids that practiced all that time for that whole month. No, not to get in the game because as much playing time as they should have, guys.
Right.
Does anybody know what the root cause of why they
Well, we don't have to worry. We don't have to guess or speculate because we have their coach coming on live tonight to explain why they quit. So I don't even want to speculate. We'll let them talk for themselves. But
before we start, I want to, you know, my coaching staff was amazing.
Yep.
I put together a great coaching staff, and I just want to shout them out if I can real quick. You know, Son Wiley was the offensive coordinator. Son's job was kind of easy, Tito. He had the best athlete, the best receiver in New England, probably maybe in the country, in Christian Crawford.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
The best running back in New England. I'm not saying that because he's my grandson, but Jakari's probably one of the best running backs.
I wasn't even going to mention it. I mean, but he's definitely – those are definitely two very special players.
So we could have ran the ball down their throat or we could have passed the ball. Our offensive line coach, Mike Manti from Water Oak. We had Jack Bronco, our defensive coordinator from Notre Dame Prep, did an awesome job. We had Mick Burgess, defensive line coach, head coach for Stratford.
Yeah.
And we had one one of the up and coming greats. He's gonna be a legend. Rory Ali. I was so impressed with that young man. You know, he did a great job. And we had the OG, Darryl Barrows, up in the booth, you know, our eyes in the sky. So, you know, the guys did a great job. The coaches, I give them all the props. You know, the head coach is going to get all the credit. But, you know, we did a great job coaching them up for, I would say, leading up to that week, we really locked in. We had practice where we only had 10 kids sometimes. But that week, Monday, we had 11. And then Wednesday and Friday, we had a walkthrough. We had over 20 kids. And they, you know, I don't think we need to practice the whole month. To me, leading up to the week, we practiced, and we should be ready to play. But I also like the players. The players, you know, they showed up. They played out. They played hard. The parents, you know, they made sacrifices. You know, some of them, they had to come from Hartford, New London, Norwich, Waterbury to come to New Haven to practice, but they showed up and the kids did a great job. And it was good to see kids get to mingle with one another that normally don't mess with one another. We talked about that, Coach Phil.
Yeah.
We got a kid from Wallingford, you know, we probably never interacted with us. You know, he got to, you know, it was good. You know, I enjoyed it. I'm excited. I'm still excited about the All-Star game. We balled out. I'm proud of everybody.
Let me say this. I think so just so everybody know, like every 3 weeks, me and Rick go to lunch. He pays and I pay. The only thing is though, every time I go to lunch with Rick and it's my turn to pay, he take a go home to go plate to his wife every single time. He claimed that it's for him, but he backs his wife lunch every time we leave. I need to start doing that for my wife. But what Rick and I
somebody. Hold on, I forgot my team mom, Yolanda.
Oh yes. Go.
You know, that's my right hand right there, Yolanda. She kept everybody in line. So
she's the MVP.
Yes.
But let me say this, Rick. You donated the trophy to your son. I remember 2 years or 3 years ago. I had asked you to do this game. 4 years.
The first time you was doing the All-Star.
First time we did it. Yep. We didn't have a 10U that year, Tito. Coach Rick was going to take.
We had a 10U. You had him play Brick City. They didn't play
203. 203 didn't have a 10U.
Oh yeah.
Coach Rick was going to be the head coach, and his son got sick. Am I right? Don't correct me. His son got sick. And so he had to not do the game, but his son showed up to this game. And I think that was the first time I ever met him since having a discussion with Rick about him being sick. So, Rick, tomorrow when I go to work, brother, I want you to come pick this up for your son. All right?
Oh, all right.
This ring, you come pick it up, brother, for your son. Because I saw you donate the trophy. And shout out to that young man for being able to come and see. I got a fly in my basement, Bob, to come and, you know, be able to watch the All-Star game. But let me say this, yo. Rick, you also said something to me. I want you to put it out there. You recommended somebody for next year because you were so impressed with how they coached.
Rory Ali. Yes, Bloomfield head coach. Rory is, you know, Rory's a great guy. He's enthusiastic. He knows the ins and outs. You know, he was just X's and O's wise, he was just great, bright and brilliant young man, and I was really impressed with him. Respectful, like, you know, did whatever I asked, Rory did it, and all the coaches. But I was really impressed with Rory.
That was last year's Bloomfield 13U head coach. I believe he's this year's Bloomfield.
Correct. Yeah, he coached at Bloomfield.
13U head coach.
Yeah.
Well, Rick, let me say this, brother. I appreciate finally getting you. It was funny because we got all the OGs on one staff. You, Barrows, Jay Wright was supposed to be on there, even though he couldn't do it. So it was kind of dope to see.
Don't forget your boy Nixon. He was supposed to be on.
Lionel was supposed to be on it too. So, you know, shout out to you guys for engaging the game. And it's kind of cool to see you guys, you know, lock in and be part of the process, man. I'm sorry you guys didn't get to play a whole game. I felt bad for both kids because Connecticut kids wanted an opportunity. There was, you know, just to play in front of that massive crowd.
Right.
Like, that was a massive crowd when I looked around at y'all game. Everybody.
The 13U game, definitely, to me, the 13U and the 12U game seemed like that's when we were at peak capacity as far as bodies in the building. That's what it looked like.
Coach Tito, when we was in the huddle, when we was in the tunnel, they lined up facing us. I was like, damn, these some big boys. But
and they played many men by G Unit.
Yo, Coach Levi, Jordan, and Coach Mark, they was getting our boys sight. And I looked in the eyes of the mass players, and they had putting their heads down. I was like, they ain't ready to play. And like you said, it might have been too big for them. I think the atmosphere, they didn't know what to expect.
And that was something, if you remember, that was something that I warned people about, is the magnitude of the game sometimes get big, right? The magnitude of the game sometimes do get big for these kids. And I just felt always that Maz didn't take that into consideration of playing in front of this many people with this magnitude of the game. And I think that matters. I know people don't think it does. I'm actually one that really believes that playing in this environment matter. And there was some good games, though. I give Mass all the props in the world. They showed up to play.
Next year, I'm going to Mass. I'm staying up there for the weekend just to watch the games.
Yes. Listen, we're already starting the process of setting up 2025. But before we 2026. But before we get started, let me share this before we jump off, because you spoke about the entrance. So let's talk about it right here.
Coach Rory always in the mix.
Oh, you see, I seen him doing this. I don't know what that means, but
beat that. I'll leave it alone.
This now 12, but I think they got 13U next. Beat their ass today. That's what he said.
They had big boys on their side of the ball, too.
That's not 11U, Ty. 11U was at night. It's 12. He said F Connecticut. He was putting that energy out there. I respect it.
Yeah, but coaches don't play, you know.
I think let's get this. I will say, Mass 12, you balled out. Mass 12, you came to play, bro. They didn't show fear. All right, let's get to Coach Rick section. Hold on, here we go. So at this point, Rick, both teams was right there. Y'all was getting lit at the time.
Yeah, Coach Mark was out there.
I want you to watch Mari. He getting in his zone. He gonna get in his zone. This is when Maz walked up.
Coach Mark we had the boys hype.
I don't think Maz came yet. I don't think Maz was there yet. Hold on. All right,
we waited. They was at the other side of the field.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, their energy wasn't the same, bro. Their energy wasn't the same when y'all converged as the Connecticut kids. They was big though. They had some players.
Oh, the running back ran hard too. He broke a lot of tackles. He bent and break, but the running back was tough.
They had some players, man. They had some players, and
you gotta tell me what the coach say tomorrow, because I'm not gonna stay up and watch it.
I'll send you the YouTube link, Coach Rick. Thank you for joining us, my brother.
All right, thank you. All right, Coach Tito.
All right, Rick. Easy, baby.
All right, later.
Yeah. Tito, I guess we're gonna let him explain. You know. I guess we're gonna let him explain what's going on. I'm waiting for some other coaches to jump on. They haven't jumped on. I invited the mass coaches to jump on it too as well. Get on if you out there. Jordan was supposed to get on. Leroy was supposed to get on. I had a time. It was our fault. I messed up the time. Chris Durant was supposed to get on, but you know, Peanut ain't. We don't never know what Peanut doing, bro. Peanut was supposed to be jumping on right now. I don't know what Peanut doing. He's not on.
I believe.
But let's recap.
Some of them cats work overnight.
Work
their shift.
All right, I think we got the 7U coach. Let's talk to him. Leroy.
Yo, what's going on, gentlemen?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Listen, I think there's no excuses. I don't think Connecticut knew. Well, let me ask you this before we get too deep. How you feeling about? Tell me your thoughts. Your first time playing in this Allstar game that we've been putting on for years. What's your thoughts? Give me your feedback. How you was feeling? How your boys feeling, etc.
Yo, I just think initially when I came up, man, it's just an incredible opportunity for our youth to really kind of showcase their talent, and for you guys to put this together and have us just represent Massachusetts on this stage was just an incredible feeling for us up here in Massachusetts. I think every youth that we brought in knew the assignment, from the first practice moving on. We set the tone and the expectation, what we wanted to do and what we wanted to show, at this level. And I think they went out and did a pretty damn good job with it.
Listen, I was impressed by the 7U. You guys got out, y'all jumped on them early. I didn't get to watch all the games. I get to go back and watch a little bit of YouTube. It seemed you guys jumped on them early, and I don't think that Connecticut was able to dig out of that hole. They played a little better in the second half, but I think you guys
they had an opportunity on the first drive. I think Connecticut's first drive, they got down there inside the 10, and there was a big turnover. I believe it was a turnover. It was a turnover on the first drive, and that kind of changed the momentum, at least from the little I saw, changed the momentum of the game.
It did. Once we were able to put that stop on them, I really think we put our foot on the gas.
What was it? He had a loss. It was a loss of yards, and then you guys got him out of there on fourth down, I believe, or did they turn the ball over? It was something like that. It happened early.
Fourth down, we went down and stopped him, and then we got the ball back.
Right.
So it was great, man. It was a great game, man. I love shout out to Connecticut. I love the way those boys play on the other side of the ball, also too, man.
Yeah, listen, I impressive. I think. To get both teams out there is like super dope, super impressive, super duper everything, man. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that I think this is only going to get bigger, right? I think, and I keep telling Connecticut, I think next year Massachusetts is going to come out in droves of people looking to participate, because you always actually have to do it 1 year, and y'all had to get through it. Now let me ask you about your before we get off. You had some impressive running backs on that team. Like, you had some speed that was reminiscent of even how the 8U team looked. Did you know, like, y'all had this secret sauce, like that you had some guys that were like different?
No, but I know that he had a bunch of kids on that team that I believe have been playing up for a couple of years.
I think that's a big
quite a few kids have been playing up for a couple of years.
But did you know they were special before you answered that? Like, did you know, like, we got some speed on this team, man?
No, I worked with the Dante Elliott and Kobe. My first time seeing Mr. Israel Levy. He's a dog from the Boston Raiders. The kid's an unbelievable athlete. So getting just really kind of getting my hands on those, and we kind of knew what we were gonna do.
That's 3 we were talking about, T. We were talking about 2. Now that's the 3rd one.
Oh, that's third. And then not for nothing, there's some other guys that probably didn't get the opportunity on the offensive side of the ball that can do some things though too. So there's some talent on there also too. Some running backs. I mean, it was a great squad. A lot of skill positions though too.
Yep.
And they came out and showed out, man. Those guys have been with me a couple of years. I've seen them play, and to have them, under one roof was just an unbelievable experience.
You want to hear what's funny? I listened to Beefy and them podcasts, and it seemed like Mass started getting a taste of what it looked like if we come together.
That's right.
Did something together. Spring, travel, whatever. And to me, that's the dope part about the All-Star game. One thing that Rick was saying was, what are some of the dope takeaways that he got to take away from it as a coach? And when he and I had lunch, we were talking about how kids, like he talked about the Wallingford young man, I think it's Villano.
Dawson Villano.
Like that forever when that kid see him, he'll be Coach Rick. Now, he'd have walked by that kid last week. But now forever when that kid see him, oh, hey, Coach Rick, how you doing? Right? And that's the experience. And for you guys, it may bring you guys together a little bit more via spring, via a travel team. And that was always some of the idea of building that camaraderie and changing the landscape in New England youth football. And that was part of the game in which we were trying to do. And I think for the first time you got to see, wow, if I get this kid from Boston and this kid from Mattapan, this kid from Lynn and this, right? And you put it together, it becomes scary football.
They do. And I really emphasize that piece what Beefy spoke on that on his podcast. I think somehow, some way, we got to come together in Massachusetts and put cities and towns aside and our egos aside. And really, if we can put squads like this together going into the fall and spring and going down to Florida and really representing, because we had that experience in Western last year, and if we would have had a couple more pieces, we had some injuries going into nationals, but if we would have had a couple more pieces, it's a different outcome, and being able to pick and choose who you want. And not saying anybody's worse or anything like that at this level, just developmentally wise, taking the cream of the crop and kind of going out and showing out what Massachusetts is about. I think that's the future.
I think our youth and our parents have to understand, and me and Tito got a discussion tonight that everybody want to hear, because we're gonna rip the scab off a lot of things. Hopefully, we don't enter nobody's egos. But what you said about, it's not about a kid being good or not good. It's about a kid being elite enough to, we had Kia. You don't know who this is. So I have a parent named Kia, and we had her on the podcast. I had ladies on the podcast at one point, moms. And she said her son was told at a Miami camp, university camp, when they asked him, hey, what did you think I did? And the guy said, he was good, but he wasn't memorable. Mm-hmm. I say all the time, in these All-Star games, when you got 40 or 50 people trying out, if you're not memorable, it's not the coach's fault when he remembers, I want that kid at running back. And another thing we got to say is, listen, if your kid get 2 carries, that's okay. You don't ask, Coach Leroy, why my son only got 2 plays. The question you ask your son or yourself is, what did he do with those 2 plays?
Exactly.
Right? Like you could score 2. Look, the Bus, who to me had probably the best offensive. He had 3 touches, 2 touchdowns, like 150 yards. Somebody sent me that's like that dude. If he had got 9 touches, he might have had. He could have got 1,000 yards in that 13U game, right? And so it's not. He got 3 touches. He scored 2 touchdowns. It's not about how much. And in these games, I think people need to know that. But let me ask you this: were you shocked by anything at the game?
I was shocked coming out in the second half how Connecticut came and played. They came out and stepped it up, which is something I didn't expect. I thought we had the stranglehold on them, and they stumbled us a little bit in the second half, and I didn't expect that. I mean, the coaches over there, Rodney, those boys came out to play in the second half, and if that would have been the whole game, I mean, it would have been toe to toe, battle till the end. Right. So it was just great all around.
Hey man, listen, I appreciate it. I hope you engage next year again, maybe even with the same group. Stay with those boys, and I'm sure you'll have a lot more kids to choose from. Not saying these same group wouldn't make it, but I believe there'll be a lot more kids to choose from when you guys when we start to wind this thing back out to 2026, because it's going to be in you guys' backyard next year. And you know, we want the hospitality. I want all of Massachusetts to come out and flood the stands. I saw Connecticut walking around SpongeBobbed out, and hopefully when we come to Mass, we get the same, you know, the same love and tough talk and screaming at us that you guys got when y'all was walking by. And it was all love, man. It was all good. And man, thanks for being a part of it, because it takes brothers like you to make stuff like this work, because it don't work just because it was put together. You need people to engage that process. So I want to thank you, man. I do appreciate you guys coming and putting together a team. And again, I was impressed by your team. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but those running backs, they had speed, they had moves, they were running downhill, they were aggressive. And let me ask you something. How many times did you guys practice? We always ask, did this team practice, that team practice? Did you guys practice a lot? Like, what was your practice like? Did you
So I believe we got 4 practices in to go into there.
4 total?
4 total practices. One really once a week after tryouts, and the teams got invited. We had one a week, and we tuned it up, set expectations, and went into it.
So I want everybody to think about that, Tito, because you and I discussed it. Do they get enough practice? Many Mass teams did not practice more than 5-6 times.
Right, but Mass also, like I told you, they participate a lot more. Of Mass participates in spring football than Connecticut does, and I think at the lower levels for sure that showed. You know, because at our lower levels in Connecticut, typically we get there's some older organizations that do spring. With the younger levels, they have a lot more. And I'm just basing it from being involved with NEYT. I know that Mass is heavy with the younger levels in spring football. Whether they're co-op with other towns or whatever, there's a lot more kids at that age group playing spring football than at the here in Connecticut, because we typically don't offer the younger levels. And I told you, I felt like in 860 for a couple of those years when I had them All-Star teams, we were beneficiaries of that because we always play spring. So we have a lot of kids that roll into the All-Star game that are game ready. I think that makes a difference.
It was. No, it's a huge advantage. I think a lot of our kids have been playing up, so we really set the tone them. Like this, for a lot of them, is their first opportunity to play their own age group,
Yep.
And, they went out and they assumed they were playing an 8-9-year-old, well, not for nothing. It was, a straight 7-year-old they were playing, and so they're able to go out and kind of punch him, put their force down on him. So it was good. But hey, before I jump off real quick, I just want to thank the parents and the players that came out from Mass 7U. My coaches, Coach Rock, Coach Mo, Coach Jerry, Coach Phil, those guys coming out and answering my phone call, making this happen was just, made it an unbelievable experience for us. So appreciate it all, you guys.
Hey, thanks for engaging, man, and I hope to see you soon, brother.
You
appreciate you, Coach. I'm sure we'll see you in the fall somewhere along the line.
Well, I hope so, gentlemen.
All right.
Yeah, so, Tito, I want to talk until the next coach jump on. I guess we should filter in because this is going to be a long night. I want to talk about the MVPs for real quick. I want to talk to everybody out there.
You will always ain't going to get it wrong.
I don't think that but we don't ever get it wrong. That's the thing. Let's say I don't believe the answer is, you're not always going to get it right.
I'm just saying, in these games, when there's a team that wins, it could go multiple ways. It's not easy to bust it down to one.
But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the parents or the fans that feel some type of way because their name wasn't called. Y'all got to stop trying not to curse, bro. Y'all got to toughen up, man. Or these games just don't need to happen. Like, it's too much complaining and shit. Like, just stop the complaining. It don't matter if what your son did. The people that watch get to choose who they want. They just because. Listen, I'm gonna give you an example. My junior year, I played at the pub. I played in a turkey game. Nobody knew who I was. Greg Bartlett was on my team. Greg Bartlett played running back in Boston College.
BC,
Greg Bartlett got shut down by Weaver. I had 2 touchdowns, Tito. They punted the ball. I was at wide receiver. I was the killer. I ran down. Soon as he kicked it, slapped him, fumbled the ball, recovered it. We end up winning. I was clear MVP, dog. You know who they gave it to? Greg Bartlett. Tito, you think my mother ever said something to me about a goddamn MVP? Ever? My mother ain't say nothing, dog. Like, these new style parents, y'all corny. If you felt some type of way about any MVP on a day, you're a cornball. If you thought that first of all, Phil Bryant don't choose MVPs, dog. I'm hearing now we got people complaining about our highlight reel because people not in it, Tito. Like, think about this stuff.
Bro, I told you.
What's wrong with y'all out there? You played in this game for $50. You played in most of these kids, Tito, has never played in front of a crowd this size. And they did it for $50. They got a free uniform. They got into the football game. And they got to play. And you know what, Tito? The beauty about it, let me click this. The game, look at this. It's on YouTube to watch forever. And you want to hear what else, Tito? For the 12 and 13-year-olds, there happen to be a couple prep schools sitting there watching. Some of them reached out to some kids. We got to stop that, dog. That's corny. We put too much work into making these games possible for people to then complain that their particular feelings isn't hurt because their catch isn't in the video.
Yo, not saying he's trying to get on.
All right, but before we do that, let's invite Brother Terrell, 9U Orange Bowl champion coach. Terrell, how you doing, my brother?
What up, fellas?
What's up, man?
What up, Phil?
What's going on,
how you feeling, man? NEBCS Bowl champion, fresh off. Now, I will say this. You have potentially the game of the day of how the game went. And because your game was definitely a dogfight.
I mean, the first 3 quarters was a.
Say it again.
I said the first three quarters was a real dogfight. I mean, halftime was 0-0. They were doing a good job containing our offense. We weren't blocking to our best capabilities at that time, but I think took over. I think we had at least 5-6 more players than them. So, with the elements of the weather, that playing on the turf, it was like at least 86, 87. Fourth quarter came, we was able to adjust after second half, start attacking the inside more. And then, once we started seeing them boys not want to get in their stance, it's time to take over.
So you believe you wore them out a little bit?
At the end of the, fourth quarter, we was in position at the end of the third quarter, top of the fourth quarter, we get our first touchdown. I'm gonna be honest, after we scored that, I was like, it's over. We'll probably score again, which we did. It was a hard-fought battle,
I want to pause real quick. I want everybody to look at the screen. Do this look like a damn 9U team?
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Crazy, look at this, though. Like, we have talent and size in New England that can compete with the nation. But anyway, keep going. So
but you know what? When we lined up in the tunnel, man, and we saw them, side by side, I was like, they had some size too.
No, definitely.
They definitely had some size.
They were definitely big boys. No doubt about it. Like I said, this potentially is vying for game of the day because this was a good game. It was a good game. And you want to hear something funny? So I don't get to watch the games. I started watching the stream earlier. So I said, let me watch the 10U, the 9U stream. I'm just, what people need to understand is when you're on that home side, that stream, you hear everything. But one thing they kept saying was, yo, this is like the best game so far. This is a dope game. This is a dogfight. And so I like that for the All-Star game because it should be a dogfight. It should be a game. That's what people come to see. Two good coaches vying back and forth, good football players vying back and forth. You had done the Connecticut All-Star game, so I know you wasn't surprised by anything, but was there anything that surprised you? I'll ask.
No, not really. I mean, I was surprised at how they held up. I will say that. I did not expect them to hold up the way they held up. And like I said, we did things on offensively that, weren't at our best, especially executing. So they did a great job first 3 quarters of containing us. Shout out to my defensive coordinator, Henry Jackson. Defense played lights out. I don't think they might have got 1 first down, and that was probably the first series. And after that, it was pretty much done deal there. I had a great offensive coach, Dave Hodge, a legend. So my staff was very. I had a really good staff this year. Every year I usually get a good staff, but some of the names that I was able to get this year, hey. It happens.
I want to shout out Hodge, man. It was surreal seeing somebody that was coaching football when you were a kid and you're now almost 50 years old. Well, some years from 50, but almost 50, and they're back donating time to you.
You're almost 50. You're the only one.
Listen, I tell everybody, getting old is the purpose of being born. Like the purpose of life is to get old. It's a lot of, let's just be clear. But all right, before we go, if you could play the same game, Terrell, do you think what would be the first thing you would change?
Oh, if I could play the same game, what would be the first thing I'd change? Damn. Damn, that's a tough question. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Shit. I really don't know. I think we played the game how it was.
Win is
win. We played the game how, we took listen, we made great coaching decisions when we punted to, I think we went for 1 first down the whole game, and we got it because we went no play. They jumped off sides. We got the first down. It was 4th and 5. But everything else, it was, one of the biggest plays is we punt the ball, put them at their 25. We stopped them. Now we in field position. We inside the 20 now. So, that's, we made the decision that needed to be made. And, we got the W, win's a win.
Win is a win, brother. Congratulations, yo, T. I'll see you tomorrow, brothers.
Yes, sir.
So I'll see you at practice.
All right, fellas.
All right, Coach Moultrie.
Now we have Mr.
What up, fellas?
Gordon Lark himself, Mr. Mean.
What's up, Lark?
What up, fellas? What up, man?
All right, so I have a question for you, and I've been wanting to ask you this question. I want you to be honest.
Yeah.
Did you think you would win like that, honestly?
I think we was gonna score that much, but to hold a donut, no. 0 was crazy in All-Star game. That shouldn't have done so.
What surprised you the most about the game? I know what surprised me the most, but I want to ask you before I say it. I want to see if we're thinking the same.
Nothing really. I just know what we have over here. You know what I'm saying? So we've been going since freaking last year, honestly. Us, Dorchester, Boston Raiders. So I don't know, man. We came in rolling though.
Tito, you were in the game. What surprised you the most?
Well, it didn't surprise me. I knew they had the I think it's 3 kids. Everybody says it's just 1, but I think there's 3. It was 3. How many different dudes scored, Jordan? I thought I counted 3. Or did Samuel score? How many touchdowns did Samuel score?
So I think Samuel scored 3, Gabe scored 2.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It was 3 kids, bro. They had 3 kids that were.
And then Darren was balling up, but he didn't score. Unfortunately,
right. Your son made plays. I believe the other Boston Raider kid made plays.
Yeah.
For me, let me tell you what I was talking about. For me personally, this kid is this kid is fast, bro. Like,
He's fast.
Phil,
He's good.
I told you we were gonna score the first play. If he did not freaking trip, he was gonna score.
Listen, what did I say? What did I say when we showed up to eat with you guys? Do y'all have number 21 from the Boston Raiders, right? He's in my league. I knew about him. Yeah. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you the biggest thing that I noticed. To me was the biggest thing.
Well, the speed, to me,
the level of speed
between the two teams was not equal. No. Like, it wasn't even close. Like,
I told you that.
Like, your 3 running backs was probably faster than all of the kids on the Hartford team. On the Connecticut team. I'm not knocking the Connecticut team, but Tito, am I wrong? Like, maybe the two running backs.
There was a clear difference in talent.
I saw the Mass kids. Me and Tito.
I don't. It's tough for me to do this because I worked with these guys for a month, but there was a clear difference in talent. Like, let's just be real. To me, there was a clear difference. I mean, that's at baseline level what I could say. There was definitely a clear. You saw the difference between, to me, what Division I looks like and what Division II looks like.
Yes,
I know people are going to take that the wrong way, but that's the hard truth. And I always prided myself on telling the hard truth. They were loaded with D1 talent. We were loaded with D2 talent, which is what came out, and I'm grateful they came out. And I respect they came out. But I thought, being in this 25 years, we've been dealing with that forever, Phil. You get what I'm saying? That type of speed. You don't see that all the time in that other division. You don't see that stuff all the time like that. And they had 3 kids like that. You get what I'm saying? And that was the difference. I mean, if you want me to call it fair, that was the main difference in the game. Obviously, I'm not going to get into philosophical
separation on the running.
And that's not 21. That's the other kid.
That's Gabe.
Right. They had 3 or 4 kids.
And you got Darren, who's fast.
When I watch Nichols,
my son's slow as shit though. So
when I watch Nichols pop, even when kids had angles, by the time he got to the end zone, there was nobody within 6 or 7 yards of the kid. Sometimes, and so. To me, that's what popped out at me just watching, but I watched it on YouTube. I didn't watch it.
No excuses, but let's be real. How many of those kids just came off the spring? Pretty much a majority of them, if I'm not mistaken. What was your team made up of? Tar Heels and Top Gun? What was the team majority of them?
He said all of them came off of spring. He already said it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And when people say, oh, spring is not good, I don't know, bro. Everybody I see that play spring, those that keep their team together for the spring are usually the teams that are competing for it in the fall. And I think that in this game, especially because I said in past years, I've been a beneficiary of it, taking a bunch of kids from the spring right into the All-Star game. It helps. People can argue against it, but I believe it helps.
I mean, it didn't help at the older levels, but it seemed to help at the
well, Connecticut, like I said earlier, at the older levels, we have an abundance of teams. At the older levels, we have an abundance of teams that play spring. There's about 6 organizations that play 12, at least 11. I mean, what we do last year? In Connecticut, you got the Pride. No, you had the Pride. You had the 2 teams from down New London area. The Ocean State.
Those kids, it wasn't no New London kid on none of those All-Star teams at the top.
What I'm saying is we got about six.
I mean, Larry Myers, when they don't play for the
I'm talking about we got the Mass 8U boys. What was blitzing? What did he say?
What happened?
What did he say?
The Mass was blazing, like fast.
Yeah.
Oh no, them guys. There was a clear separation. I mean, listen, we didn't have our best day neither. I can't take nothing from Massachusetts. They came out there and did what they were supposed to do, and they put us on. They put it on us. They put the shabizzle on us, like Beef say. They put the shabizzle on us.
What he said, the Lamborghini Force.
I'm kind of mad he got rid of the clock, though, Phil, man.
Huh?
Yeah,
man, if the clock was running the third quarter, it was tight.
Yeah.
No, y'all was running the ball. That's why
we ain't tap.
Show me the pass
out. We ain't tap out.
No,
we finished the game. We ain't tap out. We finished the game.
Yeah, man. It was fun though, man. It was fun.
No, it was dope. So let me ask you, what was you surprised most about with the game? I know you probably played in All-Star games, but what was you surprised most about?
What do you mean?
Just the whole environment of the game.
The atmosphere.
Did anything surprise you?
A lot of these kids on my team been in big games, either in Mass, Florida. Like they've been in big environments, so it's like it's not.
You like telling me in Mass you guys have created this environment before?
I wouldn't say environment, but Lynn versus Boston's kind of hectic. Like if you got to go to a Lynn versus Dorchester game, it'd be hectic. No.
Right. I mean, I'm just glad y'all participated, bro. I hope you come back next year to defend your 9U All-Star game title and not run with your trophy and never, never have to
one and done. The one and done rule.
One and done. Come on, jump back out in the fray, man, and get ready to go at this thing again.
You know them cats is going to be, all them cats will be back next year, especially it's going to be in the bean, wherever they put it. I would assume it's going to be somewhere outside the bean, but either way, I always love going up there. I love the atmosphere out there. So I'm looking forward to next year.
Forward to it. I'm probably going to go out there, spend the night, go to a couple restaurants. Inbox me the best lobster roll or lobster meal restaurant. I'll come out and hopefully y'all come visit me, man. We'll find a little hole in the wall like y'all did. Have some wings.
Absolutely, man.
And we'll chill, man. Hey, listen, man, Jordan, thanks for coming on, brother. We appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you in the soon, man, in the fall. I know your team's gonna be here.
All love, fellas. All love, man.
Yep.
All right, brother.
Yo, so that was a really dope game. It was I'm gonna tell you what's dope. Thinking outside of this, Cito, when you look at the contrast on video, right, of the two color schemes. Like we didn't plan it, but that yellow versus the blue, it really popped. Like it stood out.
I thought our colors. I gotta say something here, bro. Don't start making something that's not true out of this, because there was no tension amongst the Connecticut coaches out there. Absolutely was no tension.
Oh, at 8U? No, y'all rock with each other. No, y'all rock with each other.
There was no tension at all.
No, y'all rock with each other.
Things wasn't going our way, so there was some, people are.
Bro, you're coaching. You're gonna have words.
Right.
When you coach,
not even words, though. There was a lot of emotions. Listen, regardless of what, we didn't think. Nobody thought that was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Nobody thought that was gonna happen. I think we all downplayed the fact that everybody thought it was just 21, but like I said, there was 2 other kids there that was very, very good. Very, very good elite athletes.
And listen, man. I mean, me and my coaches, if y'all sometimes, man, we get into it. There's no love lost. Like if you passionate about something, then it's gonna be left out on the field. But no, the coaches do rock with each other, man. Even with the mass coaches, we all went out and chilled with them. We actually posted the picture, so it's definitely no love lost. But Tito, as we wait for people to get on, let's get back into the discussion. I was saying, we got to stop being a little soft, man. Like we got, I know what it is, Tito. The All-Star game is exposing what is exposing in New England is that parents come in here and they expect something. Do you know when people pulled up, Tito, the first thing they said was, "Oh, somebody getting a lot of money from this game." Do you ask that when you go to the Giants game? Do you ask that when you go to Six Flags? Do you say the same thing when you walk into Walmart to buy something? What about when you go bring your kid to Disney World? Do you say, "Damn, somebody making a lot of money"? Do you say that? Do you say that? All of those venues cost more.
They don't question when they go out to eat and spend $100. But anytime you try to do something, you do, bro. I told you, you give this shit a lot more of your ear than I ever would. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't even entertain none of these conversations because the truth of the matter is, it's like McDonald's at this point. It's like McDonald's at this point. Like people still coming. You know what I'm saying? Next year, people still gonna come. People still gonna come out. We get these complaints every year. People are still gonna show up and play. So I think we dwell too much on the negativity instead of just keep pushing forward. Like nobody like my mother said, there's clearly a need. There's clearly a need.
It's our highlight.
There's clearly a need for this type of event in our community. Clearly, because look how we came out with there being no drama, no BS, not even no words amongst people. I mean, at least I'm not aware of any incidents. You know, and I was on both sides. I spent my fair share of the time on the Connecticut side, and then I had to go rock with the Boston brothers, like I said I would, on the other side. And I was there for 2 hours, and there definitely was no hostility over there on the other side. So for us to all be in one spot and nothing jump off just says clearly there's a need for this in the community, regardless of what people think. And I think too many times we dwell on the negativity instead of worrying about the positivity and the fact that there was thousands of people. What did you say the final number was this year? They came to the door? 2,000. Our biggest event. I believe that's our biggest event yet.
Oh, yeah, but this was the biggest event that was ever. And listen, I'm not going to pat nobody on the back but our volunteers. I don't think people know what it takes to put this game off. I do not think people know what it took. It wasn't just go play at a high school and you're good. Like it took a lot, from marketing starting in April, coordination, meetings with coaches, meeting with staff, like it took a lot. And I want to thank all of the volunteers, man. I don't care if the kid Rob, Rob from Wakeman. The dude paid to get in, Tito, went and took the sideline and all day did nothing. After paying to get in, Tito, didn't ask for no money back. Say, yo, I want to help on the sideline, change the water to get these kids hydrated. All day, Phil, we need some more water. Oh, Phil, they out of water on the mass sideline. All day. Just volunteer, stuff like that. Like, Ashley Bowman went up in the stands, bro. She filled up a whole trash can. Nothing even asked me. It didn't say, hey, Phil, if you go get another garbage, bring it over here. I'll clean the stands. Like, there was situations like that going throughout the day. And, it not only takes the planning from my staff, but it also took the others to also engage. And I'm just so appreciative to everybody that came out, that felt like they enjoyed themselves, that felt like they was part of it. And with that being said, Tito, let's talk to the 11U coach, Mr. JB, fresh off the championship. How you doing, my brother?
JB?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just want to say thank you, man, for the opportunity. So I've been able to participate as an assistant coach the last 2 years. 2-0. This was the first time as the head coach, and it was fun, man. It was really fun. Appreciate it.
I got a chance to hear Coach JB and what he like when he's not happy at halftime.
It's probably a good thing y'all didn't mic me up, man.
I watched a lot of this game for the stream, but I didn't realize this game was that it was that close.
This was
the other game that could have fought. Yeah, I give that to Mass, man. Give him credit, because we came into this game, we had scouted them, we knew about the running backs, but they had that one technique, that 5 technique defensive end. Them cats showed up, man. Give credit to them coaches. But at the end of the day, the game was never in doubt. I mean, I'm not trying to be cocky.
It was close. It was close. Now, not doubt, but the game was up for grabs if it wasn't a doubt. I will say that.
Man,
what was the tie at? 12-12, I think it was.
It was 12-12 at halftime, and them kids made me come out of my skin a little bit at halftime. So we had to get in their feelings a little bit, but they woke up. But it's it's a special group of kids, man. We've got a special group of kids. A lot of them played together in the spring. I coached a couple of them on Route 8. There's some tough kids out there, and give credit to Mass too, man. They showed up. That was a fun game.
Hey, I didn't realize. I just watched it on the stream right now. Mass actually scored first.
Yeah, that was one of the things, man. They they came out of the gate, and we made some mental mistakes. I think on that first drive, we gave them a couple of first downs, and give the Mass coaches credit. They found a weakness. I think it was on the end, so we had to make an in-game adjustment. But it was that one drive. But once we made that adjustment, we moved the kid around from defensive end, from linebacker. I mean, we were fine after that. But give them credit, man. They showed up. Like I thought we were gonna blow the doors off of them, but they showed up.
I didn't think they had a shot at 11U.
No.
I didn't hear nothing out of Mass. I was constantly questioning. I didn't hear nothing. And then when I saw them playing, now is the time I'm wrapping and cleaning up. Like, I'm trying to get up out of here. So I really didn't see. I just kept clearing your sideline because, like, at the end of the day, everybody from the stands took the sideline. Or at least it seemed that way. People were talking to your kids. I had some of your parents telling me, Phil, they're talking to our kids, bro. Like, look, our kids is turned around facing the crowd, talking to crowd members. I'm like, yo, the coaches is locked in, so y'all didn't see it. But anything surprised you? I know as a head coach versus assistant, was there anything different? That
I mean, anytime you sit in that first chair, man, it's the pressure is different, right? So, but luckily for me, like, we've had some really good coaches. Ty talks a lot of shit, but the dude can coach. Hands down, the dude can coach.
Bro, I've been telling guys that. Well, not only him, Gil too. Gil's another one.
A lot of people don't know about Gil. A lot of people don't know about Gil.
Gil's one of the top minds in the state.
Yes.
As far as
I know he's upset. He's upset still for giving up that many points. Towards the end, we put some second stringers in there. But yeah, Gil runs that Wakeman program. Again, another really good coach, man. He knows his shit. So I appreciate those guys, the assistant coaches, Jason, Cam, Dana, Neil, our team mom, Jade. We had a really good staff, man. We had I think we had about 8 practices. All the practices, we probably had about at least 90% of the kids, if not all the kids. So we had really good attendance. We helped the parents out, right? We're down in Bridgeport a couple times, up in New Britain a couple times to try to help with the transportation. But a good group of parents, man. I appreciate it. They were committed. The kids were committed. We talk about this All-Star or MVP stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, we had a couple guys that were probably worthy of it. The guy that won it, Duke, I think he's first of all, that kid is electric, man. You can tell he's his dad is a football coach, right? I mean, the kid's electric. He won, I think he won the MVP 3 times in a row now. I think he's the only undefeated quarterback. I think he's the only undefeated quarterback in these games, 3-0. And he won the MVP 3 times.
Lil Duke.
Lil Duke. That kid's special.
That's Will Gainey Jr.
Yeah, Will Gainey Jr. Yep.
He's also just as good in basketball, from what I understand.
Yeah, the kid's an athlete, man.
Isn't he playing? Is this his age group, or did he play up?
Now he's playing with his age group.
Oh,
he plays up. He plays up. Right. Wow. I'll tell you what. There was another kid out there too, man. A lot of people didn't see it, but the kid, I didn't know he was gonna play. They call him Heavy. You guys know him as Heavy. He had a brother. He had a brother pass away during practice.
He's talking about Kipling. Phil.
Yeah, Samir. So we didn't know if he was going to play or not. And I appreciate his dad. Love the kid. He showed up. I mean, he had over 100 yards. We had over 300 yards rushing. Big Cam had.
I heard Kipling scored 3 touchdowns. I didn't know that.
He scored 3 touchdowns, man. He finished every run he had. The kid finished his runs.
Kipling probably is the overall whole game MVP of the game.
I think so.
Like, clearly the overall MVP of the game was and I'm gonna get that kid an MVP ring. I heard
he deserves it. He deserves it. That kid finished some runs.
We recognize him and RIP to his brother, and he'll be able to have that in his brother memory to say he put on for him during that game, man, because that's
who was the defense? I mean, not. I'm not trying.
The defense was the young kid from Cheshire.
Cheshire, man, that kid was on every tackle, man.
I heard it. Yeah, and you know what? I think that was almost unanimous. No, they did tell me Cam. They were like, some people struggled with Cam. Some of the guys that voted, but unanimously they said that this kid from Cheshire was.
That kid was. He was on every single. He's. You know what? He was another coach on the field.
He was.
He was a coach on the field, lining kids up, and he was on every tackle. I mean, it was another kid. You couldn't take him off the field, but I'm a lineman guy, so I'm gonna tell you right now, my ultimate overall MVP is my five dancing bears up front, man. I mean, those kids, they picked up on the gap scheme real quick. They're communicating. I love them. I mean, I love those linemen. Those 5 offensive linemen probably helped us win the game.
Yo, my brother JB, hopefully you return, man, to defend the title. It's your first time as head coach. You can't run and hide.
Man. I got the bug, man. I got the bug now, man. You got me for as long as you gonna take me. I'm good, man.
That's good. That's good. Hey, thanks for participating.
Hey, tell Ty now he ain't retiring. He bullshitting. He ain't retiring.
Ty, he said he was playing. Ty ain't retired. You know Ty gonna talk about
it. Ty just wants his name to be mentioned.
Ty wants everybody to ask. All we have to do is get on the podcast.
I know when the All-Star game comes around, he's gonna find his way on somebody's staff.
Yo, seriously though, man, I just want to, give you and Tito credit. You guys put on a great show. No issues, no drama, getting that many people. I mean, listen, I know you guys face a lot of adversity, right? There's a lot of pushback, a lot of people, saying a bunch of shit, but you guys really do put on for the kids, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. That's what the goal is, brother. So we appreciate it.
Yep.
We're gonna address that before the night's over, though. We're gonna address that.
Before we do, 13U coach for Mass, Mr. Danny, Fearless Danny. You guys have been taking a lot of fire. So
a little bit of shrapnel.
Ask you the question straight up. Why did y'all quit? That's the question that everybody in New England want to know.
So before we get to it,
okay,
I gotta reiterate a lot of stuff real quick. First off, great event. Start to finish as far as we were there. I commend you guys. That's a all day, months advance working.
Yep.
We put it this way: we wouldn't go down there if we thought that was going to be the result. That being said,
yep,
we were behind the 8 ball from the get go.
What do you mean by that?
So, what people don't know is that we weren't even the first coaches in line. There was 2 other options before us. We're not even no need to mention them. They just couldn't do it, whatever the case may be. But we were also promised some athletes. I reached out to a couple organizations. They didn't want to be involved at first. They ended up being involved. Then we got, when the day of the tryout happened, because we asked how many kids were going to be down there, we kind of kept getting a runaround. And when I showed up down to the Malden Catholic, I saw, the minute you walk into the field, I saw a bunch of big-ass kids, and I said, oh, all right, we're good. And then they were like, oh, nah, you're 13. You guys are on the other side. I was looking at the 12U kids, and I said, wow. And then I looked down at the other end, and we had 5 kids there. And I said, all right. So right then and there, we probably should have, started talking to people. Then we said, all right, let's give it another week. Let's get some linemen in here, because we had 0 linemen. We didn't have a quarterback. We didn't have no linemen. And we had 1 more practice since then. Now, I keep saying that, CT had, the same amount of kids at practice. But the difference is, and this is the hard truth that no one wants to hear, these kids, CT kids wanted to be there. Whereas the math kids, you can see it. Anybody, you said the game was on YouTube. I think I just heard you say that. Either the second or third play, you can see kids tapping their helmets. And they would, from that point on, the game was a wrap. We were begging kids to go onto the field. Yo, who wants to be a lineman right now? And no one's even moving. So whatever, halftime happens. Before that. Got to give Phil his flowers for this. And I talked to him after the game. So there was a minor scuffle that happened between the kids. You're going to get that with 13-year-olds. And Phil came on the field and regulated shit and said, listen, you guys aren't thugs, you're student athletes. Stop acting like that. There's prep schools in the stands. Start acting like it. And that was a wrap. Nothing ever happened after that. So I want to give Phil his props for that one. After halftime, we're down. We started with 18 kids. I met 3 kids the day that I went down to Connecticut. 3 kids never even made a practice. So they had to learn whatever defensive position they said they told us that they were playing. They never met any of the other kids. And then the injuries started to happen. So I've been on listening to you guys since the West Haven coach, I think it's Rick or Rich, good dude, obviously a winner. Halfway through his thing, he was talking about, someone in the chat said that it was something about injuries, and it was without a question a safety issue. We started with 18 kids. By the time we called the game, we were down to 14. And call it what you want. I mean, anyone that's ever coached in Mass, you know, I've been coaching since 2006. The majority of those guys that were with me were coaching since 2006. Little hiatus here and there, but never in my life have I quit on a team or a game or anything like that. These kids are going to high school. They got their future ahead of them. It didn't make any sense to have 11 kids out there and then 3 other kids that could still potentially play that didn't want to be there. So, again, I would recommend anybody that watches that game to look at our sidelines and you tell me if the energy was there for the Mass side of things. And
but
I'm not
Danny,
trying to give any digs or anything like that. It is what
Danny,
it is.
let me give you a little pushback. You guys have 20 kids on that sideline.
Okay.
So even if 3 or 4 quit, Pop Warner, AYF all allow at least 16.
Sure.
You don't think that you guys could have finished at least a whole half with 6? Look, and what I mean by that is from a coaching perspective, even me, you don't think it was possible for you to decide to go, you know what? Let's slow the game down. We lost, but let's slow it down. Maybe run power I, maybe take the 45 seconds that it take to run a play. So, you know, if I slow the game down, what was happening, if you're watching the game and as you see it on the screen, you guys were still in like trying to be, y'all was down like 30-0 at one point, still in spread, still running plays fast, still acting like, yo, let's hurry up, let's get this thing going. And I just don't understand why it wasn't a decision to be made if y'all know that was happening to say, you know what, let's get out the spread. We're putting our kids at risk by being in spread. We're not blocking them. We're not, like I think there's something you could have done as a coach to slow the game down.
For sure. But like the players were getting hurt on defense too. Like, you know what I mean? Like that the kid that the coach was talking about, our running back, I met him that day. That kid's a dog. But he came off the field, and I'm telling you, it looked like a softball out of his knee. We had the EMT come over, and they were like, "Yeah, you're hurt." He was like, "No, I want to go back in." And then I was like, "Yo, you got to call your father." I was like, "I don't know you from a hole in the wall. I don't know what you're capable of." So one of the coaches got his father on the phone. He was like, "If you can play, go play." He went in the 2 other plays after halftime, and then he took himself out. He was like, "I can't do it." Then one of our linebackers went down, and once the linebacker went down, I looked on the sideline, and the head coach made the right decision. I stand by it for sure. We had 14 kids available to play on that game, and we were down 38-0 at that time. It didn't make sense.
Hey, brother. Well, thanks for engaging the game, man. We appreciate it. I wanted to bring you on so people can hear your perspective.
Listen, man, you guys are doing a beautiful thing. It is what it is, man. The kids that gave their all, I'm proud of them, you know what I mean? But, you kind of just, the drive down there sucked, you know what I mean? Like getting home, I went past like 20 state troopers. I'm like, this is terrible, you know what I mean? And I feel bad, but it was, listen, man, when you guys come to Mass, I'll be here and support you guys.
Where are you coming from? What part of Mass?
Malden.
That ride's not that bad to Manchester, brother.
Sucks.
We up here.
Absolutely sucks.
We're up there all the time. We're up there all the time in the spring.
We were on a 8-mile bumper to bumper, did not move for 45 minutes on the way down there. It was terrible.
Hey, listen, brother. Sorry about that. We don't control the traffic. We only control the game, man. So thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, fellas.
All right, buddy.
Take it easy.
Thank you for coming on.
That's tough. Let's invite the brother Larry Myers on, man. What's good, Larry? Coming off the you Cotton Bowl champion.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, let's just move on.
Larry, you travel every day, right or wrong? You travel every day, right? Any of these rides
every day, yeah.
Are any of these rides too bad?
That ain't got nothing to do with the game. I don't care about the ride, man. I don't control the traffic. My thing is, you do not quit in a football game. We all know we're there to protect kids, but the medic never came to me once and told me one kid. And I want to push back on a little something because it could potentially mess up future games. Was nobody hurt on the day in which the medic had to bring to my attention and that we needed medical assistance outside of the medic that was present? I want to be clear. And one thing I said to somebody was, yo, I thank God that we were able to have an all-star game and everybody get to go and play in the fall. Because we did have some years where kids lost their season because of the all-star game. And we did not have that happen. So I know, he don't mean no malice, but throwing around the word, they was injured and we lost 6 kids. Bro, those kids didn't want to play football. You didn't lose them. They just decided we don't want to smoke with these kids. That's a difference between getting hurt and tapping out. If the mass kids tapped out, they tapped out. But even in the fall, if I got 20 kids and 4 tap out, I got 16, I'm finishing the game. But anyway, let's get to this, Larry. Yo, did the game go as expected? Because this was probably the most contested game on the day. I mean, hard hitting, talking, and all of that.
I mean, kind of a little bit. I feel we should have probably scored a couple more times, but I mean, I knew what they had. I mean, anybody who's been coaching at this division in New England, you know who Rylan is, Jose, Kylan, them dudes from Lynn. They got some ballers out there. So I knew what we was up against. I just knew we had to have the best of CT to be able to, nullify all of that.
I ain't going front, bro. When I seen them, like when I first came back into the fence and seen them warming up, I couldn't believe the size of the mass team, bro. One kid they had out there was at least
they were huge.
6'5".
That's him right here.
6'5". All the 6'4", 6'5", 270, 200, maybe more, 200. I mean, just a big kid. I was really shocked and impressed at the size of the mass kids. Now, we had some big boys too, but I've never seen a 12-year-old the size of the kid that you're pointing at right there. Never. In all my years of doing this, I've never seen a kid that size playing.
What did Maz do anything that surprised you that you said, "Oh, wow, okay"? I mean, because you when talking to him, I clearly know you guys have scouted him and what he does in the spring. Did he throw anything at you that made you go, "Okay, we need to make"? I mean, obviously y'all made coaching adjustments, but was there anything that surprised you that Maz did? Maybe not, but I was just wondering.
Their size. I was surprised how big they were also. Their size, but that's about it. But
not
not
plays,
much now.
Nothing that they threw at you.
No, we knew they had Rylan and Keelan, and you're just gonna try to run with those dudes. Those are really good running backs. Like, they're dominant. So I mean, you got those two. I figure he's just gonna try to ground and pound. So we just prepared more for that, and on the defensive side of the ball.
So, what was y'all game plan going in to stop their running backs? Was it to contain or not to get them started? Because I think Rylan ended up scoring from a wide receiver position.
Yeah, I mean, the plan was basically keep the play between the hashes. I'm big on D and containing, so long as we keep the play between the hashes and the D line do their job, it is exactly where we want to be. Anything outside the hashes is all bad for us. So we was able to do that for 90% of the game, and it worked out to our advantage.
Offensively, what was your plan of attack? Because I'm gonna be honest, the game was a dog fight, and I know it's a 32-0 here. That's still running the wrong score from the other game, but the game was a dog fight. What was your plan to run right at them, wear them out, whatever? Because looking at their size, even if that was my game plan, I might have thought twice about doing it. But I think y'all stuck with it for the most part.
Well, I wasn't running the offense. AJ was running the offense, so I let him do. He does his own thing. I was, in control of the defense, so I was, running that for the most part. So AJ was in charge of the offense, so he was doing as he pleased. I really wasn't trying to oversee or overshadow or try to tell them what to do, with the offense.
So
right.
I'm
that's a part of the All-Star game a lot of people don't understand. When you bring people in, you're bringing them in. It's tough to go against them when that's what you agreed to for a month leading up to the game. Like, it's tough for you. This is not like the regular season where you would intervene. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. So therefore, when you agree to let people, you delegate the responsibility, you sort of got to stay out of it. And I know people don't understand it. It's not like the fall where you're going to get involved. It's not the same thing.
Agreed.
I'm gonna tell you right now that Quintana wants a rematch next year at 13U. You could decide that later after you go win this national championship for the Hartford Hurricanes 13U. he definitely won another shot. He feel he deserved another shot. So I'll let that simmer, and we won't talk about that until January 1st. Let's go handle business. So listen, man, anything else you want to say? Thanks for being a part of it. I think you're 1-0 in the NEBCS. This is year 1. And this was the biggest event we had. And I think you played probably Mass' most talented team, top to bottom. The younger teams was talented, but when I talk to older kids, this was probably they probably got most of their dogs at 12U in the state.
Oh yeah. They over there. I mean, they're missing a few. Like any other team, it's hard to get all of them on one team at once, but they had majority of them. I mean, you seen them on our side. There was the ones barking first when they walked up in there.
Yeah.
That 12U, that film, that was the 12U coach saying FCT. So they came in there with the energy. I love it. But
they came in there.
We just had to stand on business, in Connecticut.
I get them having to have that energy, because if you think about it, man, they're coming into Connecticut. It's an all-star game. They know who you got on the other side. If they don't bring a certain type of swagger and energy, they would have tapped out and quit. Like, so you have to bring a certain type of energy and a level of belief when you're traveling to somebody's state to play the best kids in that state, and you see 500 people on their sideline, bro. You got to, if you go in there talking about, well, let's just be quiet and play a game, and hopefully, you're gonna do what 13 you do. Thrown off the map, you're gonna quit. But that's just me.
They had the energy. But can I shout out? Shout out my staff, Jose, AJ, my team moms, Jerry, Shamir, Coach Ike, Coach E. Shout out you, Phil. You did a lot on a day. People don't understand. From trying to arrange the music, the trophies. Shout out to you for real, holding it down. Shout out to you, Tito. And I think the best part about the event is get to chill with like-minded coaches. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get to go chill out with Rick. Yo, what's up, Rick? James Hunt. Yo, what's up? Jordan Lark. Like, it's a dope event because I get to tap. You know what I mean? You don't never get to see that many coaches on one field at one time. You know what I mean? With that amount of credentials ever. You know what I mean? So I was there 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Tapping in with everybody. Walk. So it was a dope event. And I think for me as a coach, that's probably the best part of it. You know what I mean? Getting to tap in with everybody like that on the same level and get to talk football for the whole day. You know what I mean? So that's our all-star game, you know what I mean, within itself. But shout out to you guys.
Been the intention, though. That's always been the intention that this is the one time a year. You don't even get it in the fall, even in the regionals, where you get everybody in one spot. This is the one time a year where you get everybody in one spot, and you get to see a lot of the names, because a lot of us banner on the internet or whatever, and a lot of people I think take it out of context. Like, all the main players in New England know each other very well. Like, it's not like we don't know each other. If you see the friendly fire, that's what it is. It's not real, bro. It's not real. Like, we know each other. And I think people lose sight of that. You know what I'm saying? Like those of us that are in the year-round space, you know who the guys are. Like you see them in the fall, you see them in the spring, you see them in the All-Star game, you see them if you do the tournaments. You see it's always the same faces. So when you get them all in one place like that, it makes the day unique.
And even more importantly,
agreed.
Any tension that will come. So you build with Jordan, you build with James Hunt. If you out there and they team start
Coach
to act
Pinson,
up.
Coach Teak. I mean, look, we had dinner with them the night before. We was with Teak, we was with Pinson, we was with Lark, we was with Coach Leroy. Just me and you pulled up on them over there at Murphy's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But if you out there and something pop off, now you got Jordan going, man, no, chill. That's my man, bro. Y'all chilling. Like, it breaks down the potential of tension that could happen as we have this. And this is what we talk about when we talk about changing the mold in youth football in New England. We can only control the New England environment. Like, that's it.
Hey, Phil, you should have got a picture of all the coaches too, man.
That's what I should have.
You should have got a picture of all the coaches, man.
I should have did that. And of the teams together in the middle. I think we got to add that. You're right. I think we got to add all the coaches getting the picture, kids together getting the picture as well. Because at the end of the day, everybody is one game. We had all into the fall to do our thing.
Yeah, it's just some memories, man. It's memories.
It is. It's dope, man. And you barking at Quintana and him barking back. Like, the coaches don't think about it. The coach, you got to understand, the referees don't know that we know each other and the emotion of the game. So a lot of times they calling me because they're not scared, as in they think something will happen, but a lot of times in their mind they saying, yo, feel something about to pop off, and they just need me to reassure them, yo, we good, bro. Like, They know each other, we good. But I get their perspective. They're refs. They're not around. Like, they're there to do a job and get out of there safely. And we always made sure our refs were safe, which is a great thing.
Yeah, shout out to Keith, too. Shout out to Keith.
Yeah, he reffed y'all game, or he did the clock?
No, he was off those 2 games.
Oh, yeah,
Then he hopped back on the ref.
Came back. Hey, Larry, thanks for coming out, bro. I'll see you tomorrow at practice.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
All right, Coach. Salute.
We got our last coach on. Are you there?
Who's that? Is it Nut?
Nope. Mr.
Hold
Rob
on. Before we get to Rob, because I promised Richie I would talk about the
No, I was going to do it.
Coach. You going to do it? All right.
I was going to show the thing and everything, but let's get Rob. Rob Best, what's up, brother?
Yo, what up, man?
Chilling. What I consider the best, to me, your team looked complete, bro. Y'all look like y'all was together for a very long time. Like, I'll give you props. To me, I don't think a lot of people talked about your staff. I don't think a lot of people talked about your team. And I think that you guys, to me, were one of the most impressive teams on the day by far. 13U obviously was impressive, Mess, but you guys probably was the most impressive team. And I ain't get to watch all the time, but at the times I did, you top to bottom, you guys were balling, man. And so I want to give you props.
Hey, I appreciate that. First off, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. Shout out you and Tito for getting me involved in this. I've been watching from the stands and then got closer onto the field last year to help with the All-Stars. And I mean, I was itching to coach, but when it was 203 860, it was hard because I felt like there were kids on both sides I wanted to connect with. So now that it was one team, I was like, oh, I got to get a part of it. And it was honestly, I definitely, you got me locked in. So I think that the other coaches were saying I'm locked in, and I had a great time doing it. It came together. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The last like 2 practices, I don't know what them kids came on, but they was ready to go. Because the first couple of practices, we were just missing mad kids.
I don't want to say I don't want to interrupt you guys, but I don't think it was underrated. I think most people thought 10U didn't have a shot because we know there was some boycotting going on there. And when he put his team together, like I told you Rob had a draw of, we may have not known the kids because I think a lot of them, how many of your kids was from 203? Did you have a good mix of 203 860, or the majority of your kids were 203?
I had a good mix. Like we had like the New Britain kids were dogs. Like all like from like we had a couple from both programs. Like we had, they came in, they were dudes. We had the kid from Waterbury. We had a kid from Hartford that came, actually two from Hartford that were really good. A kid from Meriden. So like it was a really good
And
mix.
Manchester for the first time.
Manchester.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Manchester.
They had the quarter. That was
We
the
got two from
quarterback, right?
Manchester.
No, he's good. Yeah. He's good.
So like the hardest part for us is, and like, I was blessed to have like guys that like this is one of I've been a part of a lot of stuff, especially with this All-Star football thing, and like this is one of the first times that like everybody from A through Z, we only had 5 or 6 guys, but everybody just played their role to a T. Like Jose handling the receivers and the DBs, Sean handling the O line and being my right hand with the offense. John running the defense, Arkel running the running backs, and helping with the linebackers, and then sit up in the box was huge. Like, I don't know, if any coach took something from that is have somebody in the box, because having to sit in the box was huge because I was able to talk to him every single play, and like I was just talking to the choke coach earlier today for like an hour, and like 90% of football is being aligned. If you're aligned and you got the right front against the right group, or the right offense against the right front, then you're going to be able to win the battle half the time. And then if you execute, then that gives you that. So,
who's this running back running the ball right here?
We had like 4 of them back, dude. It was hard to get them on the ball. I hope that everybody felt.
But who was this little running back? He was really good.
Oh, Jace.
We can't see it. We can't see it, Phil.
I'm sorry. I'm watching your game, and I ain't
breaking down film. Phil breaking down film by himself.
Yeah. I'm sitting here enjoying the game, thinking everybody watching. And let me back it up. This running back right here, this kid here. This kid is nice.
Yeah, that's Jace. Yo, he run hard, man. Like he was our first captain. We named him first captain just off of how hard he.
Where he from?
Like,
where's he from?
New Britain. He plays for the Raiders.
Oh, he does. Oh, okay.
Yo, but the way he hits the holes, his name is Jace. I think they said that his pops was nasty too, and his pops used to run that same way. But the way he hits the holes is like he does a really good job at hitting the hole and then bouncing it back out. But we had like a tandem before, like between him and Tyler from New Britain. We had Ethan, who's a dog, and Ethan got 1 touch and had a 50+ yard carry and was off to the right. I didn't think he was going to score off an inside zone. And he took it, cut it back, and just was gone. And then Bryce as well. Like between those 4, and then we also have kids like the hardest part of this was just trying to feed all them else, because like we had kids like Ellis who killed it on defense and deserved to get the rock on offense, but it was just hard to feed everybody because they were just going off left and right. But I mean, that's the fun part of, I guess, the fun part and the hard part are the same thing. So,
so talk to me. What was the most surprising thing as your first time coaching in the even though this was our biggest event, what was the most surprising thing to you?
That's Bolton Jake. You talking about LeBron? All right, that's Edwin's son. I got you.
Yeah, Edwin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's Edwin's son. Yeah.
What was the most surprising thing to you about the game?
The most surprising thing, the most surprising thing about the process was just like how quickly it came together, because like we were missing a lot of kids at practice, and then like we just had one practice where I looked at all the coaches. It was literally like probably that second to last practice on that Wednesday, and I looked at the coaches and was like, all right, we're ready to rock. And then I would say like the most surprising thing from the game was the dominance of the interior. Like I just didn't realize like how good our front 4 were. And really, our front 4 plus our 2 middle linebackers, I didn't realize like we were going to be in a 5-3, and we ended up switching to an even front and going to a 4-4 because we had more linebackers, and like the interior was just like they were like, if you look at most of the tackles, our defensive tackles and our middle linebackers were like in on every single tackle, which was awesome to see. But so like that was probably like my most impressive stat, I would say. Coach Carolina had them boys on it.
I want y'all to watch this play. Watch these 2 kids on this side. Watch this. Watch these kids here.
Oh, wow.
When you said dominance on the line, that play happened to happen. That's crazy. Like literally the line. And you know what's dirty is, unfortunately, but that's just the way the game go. The line holistically will never get MVP.
Never.
You know what I'm saying?
But
That's
they deserve it.
not in the NFL, not in college, not in youth. We'll recognize them, but holistically, they'll never really get MVP.
It's not the position that nobody. It's the position that nobody wants to play too. Like if you like, even like I'm coaching at the high school level, I'm seeing that like really the guys that want to play linemen are the guys that want to play. Like you know how sometimes you might have a kid that's a receiver that's not a receiver, running back not a receiver. If you want to be a lineman, like it's not easy, and they don't get no love. But like without them, like they the wheels to the bus. So if you don't got no good line, then yes, ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Hey, man, listen, Rob, hopefully we can get you and your staff back, bro.
Let's do it, baby. Let's run it back.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get you and your staff back to defend your title. I know Mass want another shot at Mr. Best. And you'll have to go into their hostile environment, which will be up there all deep, ready to take on the state of Mass. July 11th, 2026. Put it down in your calendar.
Sure. I'm gonna write that down. Well, hey, listen, I just want to make sure. I know that, like, I'm sure all the other coaches were doing the same thing, and it's like I've been in your shoes before. It's not easy trying to please hundreds and thousands of people and trying to get them all to buy into it. And what you've been able to build, and what this thing has become, and what it's going to become in the future, is just phenomenal. And I think you've done an awesome job. So kudos to you. You deserve all the flowers, and same with you, Tito, and all the guys and the staff you've had involved. I'm excited to see where this goes, and you got me locked in for it.
Hey, thanks, brother. Hey, listen, we'll make sure we stay locked in, and we'll see you throughout the fall. You'll be popping out.
Oh, I'll be at the games. Good luck to y'all, man. I'm gonna need some schedules, man. I'm trying to see Hartford play this year, man. So
listen, welcome to the big house. I'm gonna invite you to homecoming. I'll let you know when it is.
Most definitely, I'll be out there. All right, man.
All right, cool. Take it easy.
All right, yep.
Yeah, T. So before we go, Tito, because I told you we were going to be here all night, brother. I knew that was going to happen. But before we go, there was an award that we had talked about, and I'll let you go ahead and talk about it, but I'll go ahead and put it up. Go ahead.
Well, this was the first year. There was another year where we did the lineman awards, right? Correct. We did that another year.
We did it last year. We did it last year.
But this was the first. Well, this year, obviously, Coach Richie Paul,
a sponsor, right?
Right. Coach Richie Paul sponsored the O-line. I mean, the Best Lineman Award, and he also sponsored the Coach of the Day Award. Correct?
Yep.
The Coach of the Day Award, and I know.
I want to say something about that because he came to me before he.
Right. The Coach of the Day Award could have went obviously a bunch of different ways. But
so
let me understand
before you say who it is.
No, I'm not gonna say who it is. I was gonna tell you the logic. I was gonna say the logic.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it was the same exact thing you told to me, that there was a series of plays in the 6U game where the head coach. Well, I'll let you present the name and the award. There was a series of things that happened that solidified him turning the mojo of the game, and it all happened after this series of plays and his decision making. And that was the reason that this certain person was the coach of the day or whatever, however he named the award.
Well, everybody knows who it is, brother. You might as well say it now.
It definitely made a difference. Obviously, the coach was Chris Peanut Durant, which I know a lot of people are going to be shocked by that, but it doesn't shock me. I guess he had a series of plays in the third or the fourth where all his decisions changed the narrative of the game. Am I correct?
So, yeah, right. But what I wanted to say was, so he came to me and he said, listen, I've never seen somebody tap out in an All-Star game. Coach Rick, being the OG, being that they tapped out, I don't know how anybody can get an award other than him who tapped out. Now, I was like, makes sense to me. Matt was next to him, and Matt was like, yo, but Peanut did change the dynamic of the 6U game. He said there was 4th and long, and Peanut called the timeout, grouped them together. No, they were moving the ball on our 6U. Peanut called the timeout, grouped them together, then they stopped them. Then 6U had the ball, in which we was 4th and long, and Peanut called the timeout because he just didn't feel like the vibe of the off with it where we was at, the kids mentally called the timeout Then after that timeout, I think King popped it. So Matt felt like, which made sense as well when we were talking, and I agree with it. That's what coaching is from a head coach. When you're not calling offense or defense, it's recognizing the temperament of your team, the mental of your team, and being able to gather, regroup, make a coach's change to make it successful. And that's what was given for Rich to make the decision. But it was those two coaches that it came down to, and he struggled until I think until we got to the 11U game. And then he was like, you know what, Phil? And he wanted to come on a podcast, but he told me he wanted to have me announce it. He said, you know what, Phil? I think I'm going to go with Peanut on he said, I sat here and thought about it, and what he did was real coaching. I'm really impressed by it. He said, I didn't really think about that, but I'm impressed by it. So I'm going to go with Peanut. So the Coach of the Day award goes to Mr. Chris Durant, a.k.a. Peanut, is getting the Coach on the Day award. Chris, I will have to meet that young man, give him the award. He deserved it. A lot of people deserved it, but it's Rich Paul's award. What is it? Not Rich Paul. I'm talking Rich Paul. It's Rich's award.
That's his name. His name is Richard Paul. Coach Richard Paul. Yeah, that's his name.
And isn't that LeBron's also?
Do we got a picture? Do we got a picture of the ring that he's going to present? Or
Yep, I'm getting to it right now. Yep, I'm getting to it right now.
And this is an oversized ring. This is not a ring that goes on your finger. It may look that way.
No. It's
this thing's about
y'all
this.
saw it on the table. Y'all probably saw it on the table. It's right here. Let me put it up for everybody to see. Right here. Let me bring it in. And I'll make sure we get get this to Mr. Chris Durant himself. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'll make sure you get your award, Mr. Chris Durant. But he Rich decided he was going to give the award to Chris, and it was well deserved. I'm happy for Chris, man. He's been through a lot over the last year, and when we decided to get the 6U team, we rock with people that a lot of other people don't rock.
I told you he was the first. I told you he was the first name that came to my mind, and I know people was gonna be like, it's crazy, But I know Peanut, and deep down inside, Peanut's a good dude, and he's good for the space, and he did a great job with the babies. Which this was our first year offering it, and I didn't think we would get it off the ground, and somehow he did. So I got to give a shout out to Peanut. I got to give a shout out to Rob Best. I got to give a shout out to Rob Best because there was a lot of. Well, hold on. I just want to say there was a lot of sabotage at that 10U level where people was trying to stunt our growth with the game, and Rob stepped up to the plate. Because of what happened is how the shuffle had to happen where JB wound up getting the 11U, and I appreciate all those dudes that I never had to call on before to be a part of the game, and they all answered the bell and did a great job for us to push this game forward. Because some of us are phasing out. Now we got the next wave of guys in that are going to carry the torch with the football game, with the All-Star game. I'm sorry.
And listen, man, we inviting everybody. Next year, our plan is to go live January 1st with registrations. We'll do a lot more marketing. We're going to have a lot more. I mean, the videos are dropping soon, y'all. We may be done with editing a lot of the videos by this weekend. I can tell you 100%, at least 15, 20 videos of the 50 are already ready to be given to parents. But what we're going to do, we're going to provide the parents with access to the whole slot of all the videos. And they'll go through Find Their Child's. It'll be named, and they get the Find Their Child video, and they'll be able to select their child video, download it, and do what they want with it. If you did not buy a video package, but you're interested, they tape the whole game. You may still get a highlight video. Just inbox me. I can show you how you can still get a highlight video. You see the video quality that they're producing. It's amazing. It was amazing. Shout out to all the videographers and photographers. We had 6 photographers and 3 videographers, which is amazing. I released some from Chris Leo, which was dope. There was a young lady taking pictures from, was she from Philly? I think she might have been from Philly. Her Instagram is a whole vibe. I don't know her name personally, but I don't remember her name. But her Instagram it actually says a whole vibe. So she was super dope. She provided pictures. Maybe she do have some pictures from the All-Star game on her page, and I got to make sure that I get those out to everybody. I did not post those pictures yet. We got so many pictures, so much content that's about to be dropped. Y'all just gotta wait for where I have enough content to pump out all the videos and pictures all the way to next year, Tito. We got hundreds and hundreds.
There was a lot of cameras rolling, man.
And I do have them. We are going to roll them out. We're going to do dumps. So make sure you check for them, look through them, find yourself, find your kids, find your grandson, your sister, your cousin, your nephew, your godson, whatever. Share, post. If you post it on Instagram, invite me to collaborate with it. CT Youth All Stars. Please go on Instagram. CT Youth All Stars. Friend our page. That's where you're going to find the stuff. Also, go to our YouTube page. The games are up there. Y'all see how clear it is? Make sure y'all constantly watching the games. I want to say this before we go. When I jumped on YouTube the next day, and I told you this, 6U had over 3,000 views. Double in the other game. People came out to watch the babies, man. 6U had double the amount of views than everybody else, which I thought was super dope for the babies. They had 3.1, and you want to hear something? 6U is still winning. 6U still got more views than every other game. So that's super dope. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I mean, over 16, 17,000 total with all the views. Pretty good, man. Pretty good stuff.
Listen, I want to thank all the coaches that answered my call when we were looking to put this thing together. I got to shout out Chris Peanut Durant. I got to shout out Rodney Myers. I fired the 8U coach. We ain't going to talk about him no more. I got to shout out Coach Moultrie. I got to shout out Rob Best. I got to shout out Coach JB. Got to shout out Coach Myers and Coach Merritt. These guys all answered the call when it was time to answer it to move the game forward. Like I said, that's the future of the game, what you've seen there. Some of us that have been doing this since day one is phasing out, and I'm excited for what the future holds for the game.
Yes. Thanks. Hey, Jamal, man, thank you very much. Rob, my guy,
hey,
I appreciate you, Rob. What do you know? Hey, Cam, you was like one of the first brothers to hit me up to buy stuff, send the money in, and I knew you was locked in from there, man. I thank you for coaching and trusting your son what we said we would provide, man. He's a big-time player, and he's a dog, man. Whoever got to play him when the fall, good luck to everybody. I guess good luck to us, too. We got to deal with them. But, just shout out to the whole experience, the whole holistic thing. And like I said, I got so many pictures of y'all kids. I got so much video content of y'all kids. And again, some of y'all going to see y'all kids in highlights because we're going to produce highlights throughout the entire year. Just to market and promote the next year's game. And all the coaches, if you guys want to come back, man, we'll invite you back because you know what? You rocked with us on this game, and it was important that we put a team in. I think this year, Tito did the best ever putting together the 860 staffs, and it's only going to get better.
The Connecticut staff.
860-203 Connecticut staff. And I think it's only going to get better. I think it's going to get bigger. But I don't know if I can stand up for another maybe 17 hours. But with that being said, I'm going to do it because it's for the kids, and we're going to make it pop. Your boy PH the Press, Mr. Above 140. And I'm here with the co-host.
It's your boy, Coach Career, the General, 860 Army. And good luck to everybody. We ain't even talk about this was the first week. Everybody opened up this week. Good luck to everybody in the 2025 season. It's going to be a great one. That's how I believe.
And the word of the day is, no, we not friends if you and my ops friends. I'll let y'all think about that. Be easy. We got a fun-filled show tonight.
I met a boy today.
It's your boy, Coach Career, the General, 860 Army.
She loving my style every time I'm
You ain't need more money, Tito. You could have just invited 6 or 8 you down to Nationals.
I'm around.
When certain people don't get their way or they feel slighted, they feel like they have a right to call us and voice their opinion. You don't.
We locked the
I've never removed a staff to allow a staff to move up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Now everybody's a personal trainer. We know who the originals are, but now if you look, you can find them in every town.